All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're unpacking a really brilliant, highly practical framework from Coach Alex Ihama. Look, if you've ever felt that frustrating disconnect between the purpose-driven work you're so desperate to do and the actual reality of running a profitable, sustainable business, well, you're in the right place for this explainer. We're going to see how true business development is absolutely not about aggressive, sleazy sales tactics. It's actually just a natural extension of your genuine purpose and the relationships you cultivate.
Take a look at this question. What work do people consistently, naturally ask you to perform? And honestly, where are you letting fear dictate your decisions? Coach Alex points out that business success is basically an inside job. It leans heavily on our own self-esteem. If we struggle with self-worth, we end up underpricing our knowledge, we hide in the background, and fear just takes the wheel. Recognizing what people already naturally seek you out for, that's step one in kicking that hesitation to the curb.
Okay, let's look at this core quote from Coach Alex. Know your value, communicate it clearly, serve people genuinely, build relationships consistently, and turn your purpose into a disciplined and sustainable practice. This perfectly bridges the gap between knowing your worth on the inside, showing it on the outside, and having the discipline to make it a daily practice. It's not just about having a great purpose, right? It's about making sure that purpose can actually sustain you. Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. 1. Valuing your hidden potential. 2. Pricing for sustainable growth. 3. Purpose and meaningful promotion. 4. The law of relationships. And 5. Building relationship equity. Let's jump in. Starting with Section 1, Valuing your hidden potential, the internal foundation of business. We so often box our value into just our credentials or our current job title. But true personal value is way bigger than that. It's your character. It's the grit and resilience you've built up over the years. It's your lived experience, your natural abilities, and the actual real-world results you've gotten for people. It's the credibility you hold in your community. Once you actually internalize all that, your confidence just naturally levels up. Moving right along to Section 2, Pricing for Sustainable Growth, from assumed budget to true value. This is huge. You absolutely have to stop pricing based on what you assume a client's budget is. In our source material, Coach Alex shared his own story, going from speaking for free to charging professional fees based entirely on the massive transformations he was delivering. You've got to price the outcome. Look, generosity is fantastic, but chronic underpricing, that just makes your business completely financially unsustainable. You can't pour from an empty cup. So how do you build defensible pricing? It comes down to these core factors on the screen: the complexity of the problem you're solving, the transformation expected, the expertise required, your delivery costs, and the measurable value to the client. Keep in mind, you have to separate your commercial business sustainability from your pro bono work. Both matter, absolutely, but the business side actually has to generate revenue to survive. All right, Section 3, Purpose and Meaningful Promotion, differentiating visibility from value. We live in a world completely obsessed with vanity metrics, the likes, the views, the broad attention on the left. But let's be real, those don't pay the bills. We need to flip the script and obsess over meaningful measures on the right. We're talking qualified inquiries, solid referrals, real proposals, and repeat clients. Effective promotion isn't about shouting at everyone. It's about reaching the right people with a message that actually matters to them. Let's bring this to life with a real-world example from the session, the House of Wellness case study featuring Henry. So Henry had this super diverse toolkit: mental health, immigration support, leadership coaching, even AI. But to keep from looking like a scattered mess to potential clients, he organized it all into 3 crystal clear pillars: personal and leadership transformation, family and community wellness, and organizational growth. By cleaning up his value proposition, he stopped making noise and started generating really meaningful, targeted opportunities. Total game changer.
Section 4, The Law of Relationships, Mutual Growth versus One-Sided Extraction.
Let's clearly define what a relationship actually is in business. It's an ongoing exchange of trust, care, credibility, knowledge, and opportunity. And here's the kicker: it has to support mutual growth. It is not, I repeat, not just some one-sided extraction where you pop up out of nowhere just because you need a favor or a quick sale. Coach Alex gives us these 5 guiding principles. Basically, serve mutual growth. Recognize that your existing networks are probably your most valuable asset right now, so stop always chasing the cold lead. Effective networking starts with contribution, plain and simple. You also need to build relationship equity before you ever ask for help. And above all, it has to be authentic. People can spot a fake a mile away. And that brings us to Section 5,
Building relationship equity, making deposits before withdrawals.
I want you to think of relationship equity exactly like a bank account. It is the accumulated trust, credibility, and goodwill you build up by consistently serving others. Just like a real financial account, once you've made enough deposits, you can appropriately make a withdrawal later on, like asking for an introduction or some advice. Check out this table. You build the account with deposits, providing encouragement, sharing a great resource, making a referral, offering your expertise, or supporting their event. Only then do you make withdrawals, asking for an intro, requesting advice, presenting a proposal, or asking for a testimonial. If you mix up that order and try to withdraw first, the whole thing feels transactional and it just falls apart. Let's put some numbers to this. First up, 21. This is the 21 relationship exercise. You need to identify 21 influential contacts currently in your network across different categories. Think community leaders, business owners, academics. And we aren't ranking them by their bank accounts. We are looking at their influence, their wisdom, and how well you align with them. For each of these 21 folks, you've got to ask yourself some tough introspective questions. What actually matters to them? What value have you already brought to the table? When did you last connect just to connect, without an agenda? Figuring this out ensures that when you do reach out, you're bringing real value and setting both of you up to grow together. And because consistency is basically the secret sauce, here's your next magic number, 5. That is the number of existing contacts you need to be meaningfully checking in with every single week. This is your weekly relationship development system. It's a steady rhythm. Check in with 5 contacts, share a useful resource, make at least one really thoughtful introduction, give someone some encouragement or celebrate a win with them, attend or promote their event. This isn't just networking. This is a disciplined, step-by-step practice of building lasting equity that naturally fuels your business over the long haul. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you treating your business network like a mechanical accounting system, or are you genuinely cultivating trust to ensure sustainable, mutual growth? People always remember how you make them feel. Business success isn't just about talent, it's built on the trust you earn. Because sustainable growth, it's always mutual. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope you took a lot away from it.